Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Tuesdays are now officially going to be Q&A answer days. So if you're joining, say hello. In case you've never met, my name is Lauren, and it is so amazing to have you here. I am doing some things a little different now with Instagram. I have so many questions that roll in through my DMs, through the Q&A box. I have people that send me emails, and I don't have time to answer all of the questions directly. I used to do this months ago. I used to have a weekly Q&A, and I'm bringing it back. So that is what today is going to be. I did a Q&A poll yesterday, and a lot of you submitted questions. So I'm going to take some time, about 20 minutes or so, to try to get through as many questions as I can in this live. And really, I want you to think about this as kind of a treat, because you're going to get to coach and hear me educate. I'm going to talk about the nervous system. We're going to debunk a lot of things that are happening in the dating and relationship world. So this is truly a place for you to show up and learn and hopefully take something away from these questions that are asked to me every week. So every Tuesday, mark it in your calendar. I don't know when I'm going to go live. I had every plan in the world to go live at 10 o'clock today, and then I sat at the car dealership for 3 hours and getting my car fixed. And of course, I have to do it later in the day. So here we are. I'm going to do some Q&A answers, and I am so deeply grateful that you're here and that you have chosen to tune in or watch this replay to get your questions answered. Before I jump into questions, though, I do want to let you guys know tonight is day 2 of my Miracle Masterclass. Last night was so incredible. We had 170 of you show up live and stay the entire time. That is how good what I am teaching is landing for all of you. So if you haven't signed up yet, it's only $11, and you can watch last night's replay before joining live tonight. It's at 7 o'clock Central Time. Last night was night 1, tonight is night 2, tomorrow is night 3. Even if you join and you can't watch live, you can always watch the recordings. They're going to be up for an entire week, and you can binge them. But I'm talking all about how to create miracles, how to live a miraculous life based on understanding the language of your nervous system. So if you are the person that's tried manifestation and it's never worked for you, and you have friends who literally receive miracles left and right and you don't understand how they do it, I'm breaking down the science behind it in this masterclass, in this 3-day intensive. So come join me. It's $11 to join, and you get to hang out with me for 3 days and learn your face off, because I am pouring into everyone over the 3 hours, 3 days. And at the end of day 3, there is a Q&A. There's a live Q&A, so you can come and have your questions answered in real time based on manifestation and the nervous system tomorrow night. So come hang out with me. If you DM me the word miracle, M-I-R-A-C-L-E, it will send you the link to join. So go ahead, DM me the word miracle, or you can go to any of my posts over the past week and comment the word miracle, and it will trigger it for you too. Okay, let's get some questions in. Okay, so I'm going to try to make it through as many of these as I can, you guys. I have not looked at these, so know that I'm not selectively picking who I want to answer. I'm just going to go from the top and work my way down. Okay, can you talk about when we heal and we want a relationship, the difference between I'm having a hard time reading these. Can you talk about when we heal ourselves and we want a relationship, the difference between comparing the relationships where it was solely based on chemistry? Okay, what I think that question is asking, when we heal, how do we get over and quit comparing the relationship that we desire to past relationships that were based in chemistry and based in chaos? So this is a fantastic question, because this is something that I see often with the women that I work with. And if you have been a person in the past who has attracted and stayed in relationships where your needs aren't being met, or you feel like there's a ton of passion, or you ride the roller coaster, I like to call it the emotional roller coaster. Things are really high, you have really high highs and really low lows. When you begin doing nervous system work and you start to understand what safety feels like, and you begin developing a healthy relationship to not just safety, but also activation. We need both of them to coexist in the nervous system. Oftentimes, going back out into the dating world can feel like, when you meet someone who's healthy, they are boring. It feels like things flatline, okay? This is because your nervous system has been used to, for a long time, living in this dynamic of chaos, okay? So the best thing that you can do when this happens is continue to remind yourself why it is important to have safety when you are with a partner. Just because, and this gets sometimes convoluted, just because someone is safe doesn't mean that you won't have chemistry with them. It doesn't mean that they're going to be boring all the time. That's not what this means either. But it does mean that the majority of the time that you are together, your nervous system feels safe, which means you notice that your heart rate is at a normal speed, at a normal pace. You can take deep breaths. You don't feel like you're constantly needing to prove something to this person, or run towards the door, or pick a fight, or wonder where they are excessively, or worry, or ruminate. All of these are signs that you are operating in a relationship that is based in a survival response. So the best thing that you can do is continue to remind yourself what safety feels like in your own body. Because the more that you come home to yourself and you realize, this feels good, this feels safe, I feel healthier, I feel like I am more present, I feel like I have deeper connection with my friends, I feel like I am starting to sleep better, I'm starting to eat foods that nourish me, I'm starting to feel better in my body. The more that you can start to orient to that, the more that you can say, oh, and I also get to be in a relationship where I feel like this the majority of the time with the person that I'm with. And you have to come back to orienting yourself to how you feel inside of your own body, and let that be what you start to reflect on and compare yourself to, right? Because this question asks, how do we stop comparing to the relationships that had so much chemistry? You have to grow out of it. You have to realize, label it for what it is. That was a relationship that was based in a survival response. It wasn't healthy, right? It's no different than if you ate Big Macs all the time and then you switched to eating healthier, making your own steak at home and having salad for dinner. You're always going to think about the Big Mac because it maybe tasted really great. But when you feel how your body feels the day after you make a steak and eat a salad at home, and you notice how that feels, that has to become your new anchor. You have to be able to say to yourself, wait a second, this safety, I know what it feels like because I felt it in my own body. I know what that anchor feels like. That is more important than this Big Mac that I used to have all the time that wasn't really that great for me, right? So yes, there's a lot of body mechanics and nervous system work that goes into it, but you also have to start to train your brain to be in that space of, okay, in every moment there's a choice. And in this moment, I get to choose safety because I know that that's what's best for me. And I also know what it feels like because I know safety within my own system. And over time, that's going to be the best thing for me, right? Okay, next question. Hopefully that answered that. I'm going to be going deeper into that tonight, actually, in day 2 of the Miracle Training. We're talking about the nervous system. We're going deep in detail in the nervous system tonight. Okay, went out on a date with my guy. He was in a bad mood, not his usual self. How to bring it up? Well, you use your voice and you say, hey babe, I feel like XYZ. I feel like you're not yourself tonight. Or I feel like you're a little angry tonight. I want you to know that I'm here to support you. Is there anything that I can do for you? Or do you want to talk about anything? I just want you to know how I feel and what I notice. The best way to operate when someone is not themselves is to use your voice to let them know. Okay? Not from the space of, oh, what is wrong with you? Or holding a grudge or being in resentment. It's kindly saying, hey, I feel, and filling in the blank. Taking responsibility for your own feelings. And then asking how that person feels. I feel the story that I've created is that you're angry and something maybe didn't go well today at work or didn't go well today in your day-to-day? Are you okay? I want you to know that I'm here to support you. Can we talk about it? Open communication. The more that you can openly communicate and speak your truth, the deeper you can connect with your partner or with anybody for that matter. So the best way to do it is to use I statements, talk about how you feel, the stories that you've created around what you're thinking, and then open it up for conversation, okay? No pointing fingers, no blaming, just simply using your voice to communicate what you notice. All right. Let's see. Have I ever been in a relationship with a man who is younger than me? Believe it or not, no, I haven't. I have not. I'm not opposed to it. I am definitely open to it, but I have just never been in a relationship with a man who is younger than me. I've always dated men who are my age or older. Do you think that physical attraction can return once you've lost it? 1,000%. If physical attraction was there from the get-go, so if you are dating someone and you had physical attraction to them when you first started dating, everything can shift physical attraction. Hormones can shift physical attraction. Stress can shift physical attraction. Work can shift physical attraction. So many things go into the way that you feel physically attracted to your partner. So the best way to shift back into that space of intimacy is to make it a point to do so. You have to start having the conversations, just like I spoke about. Hey babe, I feel like we're growing apart. And the story that I've created is that you're no longer attracted to me. I would really like to try to get closer together. Can we start doing things that move towards physical intimacy and physical attraction? If it was there with someone from the get-go and it has been lost, chances are that there has been some disconnection to both of you choosing into intimacy within the relationship. I would also, if I was a betting woman, would also probably bet that you have lost that connection to yourself as well. You've lost that deep, intimate container to you. So start there and then start building and repairing the relationship that you have with the person that you were in relationship with. Again, if it was there in the beginning, it can be found again. But usually there's a breakdown in something that's happening on a physiological level, or you are embodying stress and it's keeping you from being able to connect in an intimate way with your partner. I may do, if you come into, and this is kind of a sneak peek, but I have something really amazing that is launching next week. And I am doing a workshop. This is not what's launching, but inside of this container, I am doing a specific workshop on this topic with my best friend, Kristen Henke, who is a somatic sex coach. So if this is you and you ask that question, keep your eyes peeled on how you can come into this new container that I am announcing in the next couple of days, because you're going to want to take advantage of it. Okay. Next question. What is the difference between Manifest Your Dream Relationship and Miracle, the Miracle Workshop? Fantastic question. So the Manifest Your Dream Relationship training is all about specifically manifesting someone into your life. Okay, so it is all about getting really clear on what your ideal partner looks like, getting really clear on the identity of the woman who needs to be in alignment in order to call that person into your life. I also break down manifestation in detail in the Manifest Your Dream Relationship training. And we also look at the hidden laws of manifestation. And we do a little bit of nervous system work. The Miracle Masterclass, which is what's happening right now, is much broader than Manifest Your Dream Relationship. In Manifest Your Dream Relationship, we're just working on relationships. In Miracle, we're looking at miracles in every area of your life: health, wealth, relationships, and purpose. So we're looking at all four. We're going much deeper into the nervous system in the Miracle Workshop. So tonight is a very, very, very deep dive into the nervous system and how the nervous system is in control of the miracles that we call in, the things that we manifest into our life. So we're going deeper into the nervous system in Miracle. We're also looking at more of a broad area of our life outside of just intimate partnership. And I'm actually giving you my roadmap, my Manifestation and Miracle roadmap that I use every single day, morning and night. You're getting that on day 3. I give you a different roadmap in Manifest Your Dream Relationship, and it is specifically around relationships and calling in your aligned partner. It is not creating miracles and working on other areas of your life and health, wealth, relationships, and purpose. Okay, so it's much different. The Miracle Masterclass is much different than Manifest Your Dream Relationship, just 2 different trainings, both packed with information, just a little bit different. But great question. Okay, can a situationship turn into something more with time? Just the glasses on that one. If both people have healed enough to commit to a partnership. So the answer is yes, if both people make the decision that they want to move towards partnership and a relationship, and they have both looked at the parts of themselves that would allow them to be in a situationship in the first place. Usually in a situationship, there is one person that wants to be in a relationship and one person that doesn't. Okay? And usually what happens is that person that does want to be in a relationship is probably asking that question right now. That's what I'll say to that. You are probably asking that question, can this turn into something? And the truth is, you deserve to be chosen fully. Fully. So if you're not being chosen inside of any sort of partnership, unless both of you have decided that you don't want a relationship and you just want to date each other, you want to sleep with each other consensually, you want to have a non-monogamous relationship, whatever it is that you decide the container looks like, then different story. You both have the same intention. But most of the time with a situationship, one person wants the relationship, one person doesn't. And the person that does want the relationship is asking this question because they really want the person that doesn't want the relationship to finally choose into a relationship. And the truth is, the longer that you wait for that to happen, the more that you discount your truth. And the longer that you discount your truth, the more that you keep yourself from actually being open to receiving everything that you desire. When you are really deeply rooted in your worth and you know what you desire in partnership, you don't have time to entertain situationships because you're not being chosen fully. Period. End of story. A woman who knows her worth, a woman who has done the nervous system work to claim her worth and knows what she desires in partnership would never be in a situationship because she knows that she is worth being chosen fully. So the answer is yes, a situationship can turn into a relationship if both people choose it. But the label situationship means that it's a situationship. There is one person that doesn't want a relationship. Period. So you've got to get really honest with yourself. I would invite you into curiosity around that question because you deserve to be chosen. Okay, we have time for 2 more. I've got hundreds of these guys. So if I don't get to your question, stay tuned. Next week, I'll probably get to it. We're putting all of them in a sheet. Let's see. Why do I compare myself to the new girlfriend he cheated on me with? Because you're a human being. And chances are, if we were to go back into that relationship and we were to look at how this man treated you, what you were willing to put up with, there were probably many times when you discounted yourself. You discounted your worth. You discounted your voice. And you stayed in a situation where you were not being fully honored. You were not being fully chosen. You were not being fully respected. And so what this is showing me is that there is a dysregulated nervous system pattern where you are placing your worth in someone outside of yourself. This dysregulated nervous system pattern is activating your attachment system, which means that you are literally feeling your sense of worth through another human being, which is why right now, because he chose someone else, it's activating that entire pattern inside of your system, that abandonment pattern. That's feeling like no matter what I do, I'm never enough. I'm never going to be fully chosen. But the reality is that you're not choosing yourself. You're not choosing yourself. And you're allowing yourself to stay in the space of feeding into that survival response, which is why you're ruminating. Ruminating, being in the space of comparing yourself constantly, that is the flight response. That is the response of, oh my gosh, I need to be accepted, I need to be validated, I need to be seen, I need to be loved, I need to be chosen. And the real truth is that nobody can choose you but yourself. And when you truly, really deeply choose yourself, right, then you probably wouldn't have hung on to this guy anyways. Because if we dissected the relationship, I guarantee it, there were plenty of moments where you shut down your voice, he didn't pursue you, you didn't feel chosen, but yet you were still in that flight response of needing his validation to feel worthy of love. And so that same response just continues to repeat itself over and over again, even outside of the relationship. It just looks different. So until you go into your nervous system and you shift this baseline of protection to understanding that you are worthy, you understand what connection feels like, not connection with another person, but connection to yourself, you will continue to A, ruminate, and B, attract these types of men into your life over and over again, because the universe responds to our most predominant frequency, and we tend to attract people in the same space that we are. Anybody who cheats, who goes outside of a relationship, right? And again, you all, we're not talking about open, non-monogamous relationships with people who are conscious and have had conversations about being ethically non-monogamous, okay? We're talking about two people that are in a said monogamous relationship, or one person decides to go outside of the monogamous relationship and break that relational bond. That's what we're talking about right now, okay? When that happens, and that person decides to go outside of the relationship, that person is looking for someone to validate their worth. They're bored inside of the relationship, or something happens. They do not have the emotional capacity to be able to say, hey, I don't think that we are meant for one another long term. I would like to exit this partnership, or you're a really great person, I just don't think that this is for me anymore. They don't know how to, they're emotionally unavailable. They don't know how to use their words. So they go outside of the partnership to fill that void of needing to be needed by cheating on you with someone else. But here's the kicker. It is no different than the wound that you have by staying in the relationship and feeling like your worth needs to be validated by being in that partnership, or needing him to need you, or needing her to need you. We are always a reflection in partnership. And until you do the work to regulate that dysregulated nervous system response, until you do the work to really look at that activated attachment system inside of you, you'll continue to say yes to men and women who show you over and over and over again that they're not fully choosing you. But yet you stay because you're trying to get that sense of external validation through the relationship. So this is why nervous system work is so important. It's vital to being in healthy partnership. Because when you don't know your survival response patterns, you're going to continue to repeat them over and over and over again. And relationships are never going to feel fulfilling. You're going to attract the same types of people over and over again. So you've got to do the work to shift that so that you can start to attract differently and stay in partnership in a different way. It all boils down to how safe we feel in our nervous system and the relationship that we have to activation and to safety. Most people have never learned to speak that language. So that's why it's important. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me today. I have so many other questions. I promise you, every Tuesday, I'm going to pop in here and I'm going to do a Q&A live. And I'm going to be announcing this tomorrow, but on Thursdays, you're going to have a chance to sign up for this next week. On Thursdays, I am going to open Thursday spots for Nervous System Live with Lauren. I'm going to do somatic experiencing and coaching live for a lucky person who is brave enough to come on here and lend their nervous system. here on Instagram. So stay tuned because I am going to post a link in my stories where you can sign up if you want some free coaching and free nervous system work. Every Thursday, I'm going to do a nervous system live, which means you're going to get to see what it's like to be in an SE session and be in a coaching session with me. So it's going to happen every Thursday starting next week. So if you are a brave soul and you want to get some live coaching and live SE work here on Instagram, sign up for it. There will be a survey to fill out for it. You do need to understand it will be here live to the public. It will live on my feed. But there are a couple of questions that you do need to answer before you are eligible to do so. So I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Tuesday. If you have any additional questions, you can always drop me a DM and ask them there. And then hopefully I will see some of you tonight in the Miracle 3-Day Intensive. I love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm so grateful that you joined me, and I will see you guys soon.